everybody. I'm here to record. I have opinions. Okay, so I've been watching the current season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. First off, I know I told you guys I didn't really want to do like the weekly reviews or whatever. It kind of takes too much for me and it feels like like I have to take notes and stuff. It's not fun. And I want to have fun if I'm talking about a show. So, I just wanted to talk about the most recent episode everybody's talking about is the whole stripper gate with the girls having the bachelorette party in was it South Carolina? I think it was South Carolina. And the strippers there, and supposedly the rumor is that allegedly one of the ladies slept with the stripper. Well, two of the ladies slept with the stripper or whatever. And first of all, my whole thing is we're currently going through like a whole global pandemic. When's the last time anybody has been to a strip club, been out, been social, drinking, having fun? Like, it's a lot. And then y'all are coming together for like a momentous occasion. Cynthia's about to get married, so why not have fun? Why not have a girls' weekend or something like that? Why not? First of all, let me say, Kenya planning this trip, disaster. Like, she was a terrible host, hands down. She was a terrible host. Like, how she was acting on the trip. First of all, you send them on a rinky-dink busted bus, but you and Latoya, y'all fly in private. Then they get there and you don't you have people, I think, cooking or whatever. Like, they cooked or whatever, but the next day I think it was no food in the fridge or something like that, or something wasn't cooked. I don't remember. But you come in, it was very selfish. And I used to love Kenya more, honestly, before she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I have not liked her since she's been on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I feel like this show is showing a bad side of her, but it's like she's okay with it, which that's most reality TV personalities anyway. Like, they just feel like, whatever, it makes me money, so, I'm gonna just go with it. But just her whole personality, you can tell that she's very attention starved. I'm gonna just say it. She's attention starved. And if it's not about her, it's an issue. So, like I said, the trip from the beginning was just, it was corny how she set it up to me, because you and Latoya just became friends. Like, it's not even like y'all been friends forever. Y'all just became friends. And you and her flying on a private jet with your daughter, which I can understand. And I think that's even sad too. But you can't really tell a woman how to operate, how to mother or whatever. And if she felt comfortable with her daughter coming, then that's fine. But I just didn't think it was appropriate for her daughter to be there while they had the bachelorette party. I think she should have made other arrangements, arranged for the nanny to stay with her daughter, I don't know, somewhere, just not in the house. That's just me. I wouldn't be able to do or go to have a stripper party or whatever with my kids still in the house. It doesn't feel right. I feel like if I'm gonna go to a stripper party or whatever, I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna let loose, and I'm gonna make sure ain't no kids in the vicinity. That's just me. But at the same time, her situation is different. Every mother's situation is different. And Kenya is currently going through a separation, divorce, and all of this other stuff. So I can understand why she brought her daughter on a trip and had the nanny handy and stuff. I understood that part. But I just didn't like the fact of how she set the trip up, period. She was just very nonchalant about the BS that she was doing. And that's why I'm glad Candy called out and was like, yo, since we've been on this trip, you've been very, you've been a terrible host. You've been very selfish. You come and you eat in front of us, no setup when we're eating and whatnot. And then we're supposed to be playing games and bonding and everything. And you just decide to go upstairs and not even engage with the group. Sorry. So what was the point of even planning the trip? Which, I'm with Candy on that one. What was the point of planning the trip? So now we get to the bachelorette party. The night of the bachelorette party. This is supposed to be the night. Candy said it. This is a judgment-free zone. What happens in the dungeon stays in the dungeon. We're here to have fun and we're here to celebrate Cynthia. Simple, right? Wrong. So, Bolo the stripper gets there, whatever. Bolo is this fine chocolate brother with a schlong. And, he was a sexy stripper. Me, personally, I don't care for male strippers. Bolo was boloing. Like, he was doing his thing. So, I enjoyed the show, and I enjoyed seeing the ladies, how they acted or whatever, drunk and all of that. Portia had me in tears. Latoya had me in tears. Drew had me in tears. Like, all of them were funny as hell. And Candy was a very good hostess for the dungeon party. Like, I mean, as she should. She's in her element. That's, what she does or whatever. So, after a while, for them to enjoy the party, they asked to take the cameras down. Rightfully so. It's a girls trip. They want to have fun. They want to let loose without being watched and being judged or whatever. Because, a lot of viewers like to point fingers and, say stuff about celebrities like their closets is clean, or like they like to throw rocks when living in glass houses. So I understand, why they were like, cameras off, we just want to have fun or whatever. I understood that part. So, when the cameras went off, it sounded like it was still a lit party or whatever. Drew was having fun. Portia and Latoya was making out. And then, around 6-ish, 7-ish or whatever, people were saying that they heard sexual noises coming from Portia's room. And pretty much Kenya was the one insinuating that Portia had sex with Bolo. Now, the next day, Kenya's going around playing like Clue or whatever, trying to investigate who slept with Bolo and if it was true and da-da-da. And I'm like, it was a girls' party. Now, if you're going to have a party for girls and you're going to be judgmental about what you're doing, then what's the point of partying? That makes no sense to me. Prime example, my friend, for his birthday, we had like a lingerie jammy jam in October. Now, if you follow me on my main Instagram page, I'm pretty sure you've seen the picture. And I hosted that. I helped host it and whatnot. We had fun. We have a lot of footage from that party. Not one of them, the not safe for work uncensored pictures, none of that was leaked. And that was kept between who was there. No judgment, no nothing. We had fun. Same for my birthday. I had like a little lingerie pajama jam, or whatever, for my birthday too. The only thing you see is my birthday picture. All the other footage, everybody kept sent to me. That's it. So, and like nobody was like running around trying to investigate or whatever. Like, whatever happened, we cracked jokes about it. We laughed about it. And that was that. That's the code. But Kenya going around like, well, did you sleep with the stripper? Were you up at this time? Blah, 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 blah. And then like the whole time, like I said, she's trying to insinuate that Portia and Tanya were the ones messing with the stripper or whatever. And it's like, I don't know. I just feel like ever since Portia and Kenya got on Real Housewives of Atlanta, they just have never, like, they've tried to be friends and it was cool for a little bit, but that lasted all of 2 seconds. Because last season they became friendly because they had daughters around the same time or whatever. So they bonded over that. But once the whole situation happened with Nene and Kenya saw that Portia took Nene's side, Kenya had a problem with it. It's like she just finds a reason not to like Portia. And Portia is very likable. Portia is cool. Like, I like this Portia. When Portia first came on the show, Portia was very reserved and conservative, whatever, rightfully so, because she was married at the time. But at the same time, her husband at the time he was a chauvinist. Like, I didn't like Cordell, and I'm glad they got a divorce. I felt bad for her, like how it happened, but I'm glad they got a divorce because this Portia, Portia is fun. Portia is a barrel of laughs. She keeps it real, and I'm very proud of her for doing what she's doing with social justice. And it doesn't hurt either that me and her have the same last name. But yeah, so I just feel like, I just finished watching the episode that came on yesterday, and I just feel like Kenya just needs to, like, first of all, tend to your own madness. Like, you got all of this stuff going on with you and your husband or whatever, but yet it's like you still didn't learn your lesson. Like, I feel like since Kenya's been on this show, she's been dipping in other people's marriages and whatnot, and now that her marriage is falling apart, she kind of want to be like a little tight-lipped about it, but it's like she has an issue when people discuss her marriage. But you've been on this show since what, season 5 or something like that, and you done talked about everybody's marriage. You done talked about everybody's relationship. I'm sorry to say, but this is what's going on with her and her marriage. Is karma. That's karma unfolding right before our eyes, because Kenya is just on the show. Don't know her personally, but on the show, she's just a nasty person. Like, she's just, it's annoying. And like, I call it like I see it. Like, honestly, she's just, and like I said, before Kenya got on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I used to think Kenya was the prettiest person ever. Her personality makes her ugly, honestly. And like, I'm just sitting here and I'm watching the episode, and it's like she's still talking about the stripper thing. And even Latoya asked her, like, why did you feel the need to even question what was going on? She's like, because I wanted to, simple as that. And it's like, okay, but why do you care? Why do you care? And honestly, I feel like she cares because she was doing all of this, stretching her legs open and shaking her butt and all of that for attention, and nobody was really paying her attention. That's what I feel. Like, I honestly feel like Kenya is very attention starved. She's attention starved. I see it. And when it's not about her, that's when it becomes an issue. And there's been numerous times with it. I mean, y'all could disagree with me if y'all want to. I'm just telling y'all what I see, okay? But yeah, like, I'm just watching the show and I just find, like, you know, it's just corny to me. Because there is a code. Like, there's a code for when you go to those type of parties, or when you, like, indulge in those kind of things. There is a code. Whatever happens there stays there. It's just like when you go to Vegas and y'all do stuff out of the ordinary stuff or whatever. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, because it's about you going to have fun. It's not about you going to do something and to run back and gossip about it or whatever. Like, that's just corny to me. So like I said, I was watching the episode and I'm just like, who cares? Like, who cares? And I thought Candy was a little messy too for talking to Don Juan about the party or whatever. But what's Candy's opening line this season? A little candy always helps to sweeten the tea. Okay, Candy. But yeah, like, and then, like, to sit there and talk to Don Juan about it, knowing Don Juan and Portia's history, a mess. But yeah, I just feel like so far, like, I'm enjoying the season so far. Like, I enjoy the fact that Drew is a heavy hitter. Like, even though I don't really care for her fashion choices, I will be honest, I don't care for Drew's fashion choices. I feel like she looks cute in confessionals, but when she's dressed outside of confessionals, I don't like who dresses her. Whoever her stylist is, she needs a new stylist. I don't like who dresses her. But Drew, I do like Drew because she calls it like she sees it. I like Drew. Drew is cool. I like Latoya to a certain extent because I feel like Latoya came in a little bit hot-headed, and she kind of came in trying to be like Marlo 2.0. And it's like, nobody else can be Marlo but Marlo. But Latoya is pretty, like, I don't know. I like Latoya, but I don't really care for her antics. There it is. I like Latoya. Like, I think she's a pretty girl, and she's Trini. I think she's beautiful. She's a beautiful girl. But when she first came on, I didn't like her antics. Because, like, she came on gunning for Drew, talking about she ain't like Drew because Drew broke up Derwin and Melody. Which, We all felt that way watching the game. If you were a fan of the show, the game, we all felt like that. Like, oh, we hate Drew Sidora, but you can't really be mad at her for that. That wasn't her fault. That was Derwin's fault because Derwin lied to her. So, yeah, but anyway, like I just feel like Latoya was just constantly picking at Drew, and then Drew let her have it in South Carolina, and she was like, you know what, you're my biggest fan because all you do is talk about me. Which she not lying because, you know, Latoya always was talking about her and her hair and her marriage and all of this other stuff. So, but I like Drew. I'm like on the fence with Latoya. I love Tanya. I would love to hang out with Tanya because Tanya seems like she's a breath of fresh air. And Marlo, I had like a love-hate relationship with her too because I felt like she was just, ugh. Because I remember when she first came on the show, she came on the show because everybody was saying that Nene was dating her boyfriend at the time. And Nene was like, oh yeah, I'm dating her boyfriend? Right. We're best friends or whatever. So that's how her and Nene became friends. And then, like, you know, Marlo has just been on the show, like, as a friend or whatever. She's never been bumped to main cast member. I heard it was because, allegedly, she won't get a peach because of her saying the F word. Not that F word, but her saying the F word when they were in South Africa some seasons ago. So that's why they've never bumped her up as a main cast member. But Marlo does fairly good being supporting cast because Marlo is funny as hell. But I like Marlo. Marlo grew on me, and I feel like she has changed. She's still her same clapback self, but I feel like she has changed, you know, as the course of the season. This hair back here this part is irritating me. She's changed. As the season's going on because now she has custody of her nephews or whatever. So, you know, she turned over a little bit of a new leaf, but she's still clapback queen or whatever. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying this season. It looks like the next few episodes of the season is going. Did y'all see that preview? Honey, they talking about Latoya is sleeping with a pastor. Supposedly Candy is pregnant, but I think she has a baby bump for a role or something. I don't know. And then they're gonna talk about they're gonna show Cynthia and Mike's wedding, which I saw the pictures from. I saw the pictures of them in October, and she looked beautiful. She looked really beautiful at her wedding. What else? I guess they're gonna continue talking about Kenya's relationship with Mark, because on this episode, she was just saying how Mark was trying to win her back and they were trying to work it out, but it was revealed that he filed for divorce in New York, and they're saying that he can't do that because he has to do everything in Georgia. So I'm like Kenya's relationship is a mess, and it's like, why are you even prolonging this and holding on to this? Like, let him go. He does not want to be with you. And it's weird because, you know, Kenya got married to him on a whim. Like, everything happened quick. Like, she got married to him, I think in 2017. I think she got pregnant with her daughter in 2018, had her daughter in 2018, and then they were already separated and filing for divorce or something like that in 2019. And it's just been dragging. You know, because of the pandemic, you know, that put a stop to a lot of things. So she said for like a year, which was from 2019 to like, because this was filmed in 2020, she said for a year they've been trying to like work things out, figure it out or whatever, and then he decides to file for divorce. Let him go, sis. Let him go, sis. But I will say this, because Mark is from New York and his restaurant is out here. It's called Soko, and I've been a couple of times. The food is good. Service could be a little better, but the food is good. So I will say, Mark makes some banging food. Soko got some banging food. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about this season so far. I'll probably do like another like seasonal recap. And then the only thing that I probably will review is like the reunions. Because I just feel like when I do reviews weekly, it's not as fun. So I don't mind doing like, you know, seasonal recaps. I have opinions or whatever. I just feel like it's more fun and I could be a little bit more loose and I could just have fun with it. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And also, please don't forget to tell a friend about T-shirt on the tube. see you guys in the next video. This was I Have Opinions. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.